would you respect and submit to your man, the guy? Let's hypothetically, if you're in a relationship or married to a man, would you respect him and submit to him just like you would submit and respect your boss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, like when when I decide to be in a relation, or when a guy asks you, would you be my girlfriend? Before answering, like I would like to take my time and think, or even dating. And if I say yes, when you ask me if I be your girlfriend, when you ask me and if I say yes, I'm not just saying yes to be your girlfriend. It's like I'm saying yes. I'm surrendering myself because I'm opening my mind, body, soul to you. I'm submitting myself to you.
Where's she from again? Beijing?
No.
God dang.
Yo,
Bhutan.
Oh, okay. But she done said she surrendered to her man.
I love that answer.
That was a good word.
Hey, Sunday, I have a
Because the
question.
level of trust and faith I'm putting into you, I'm submitting you. Like I'm surrendering myself to you. I'm saying yes to that. Because I believe you're going to be there no matter what. I have that unwavering, I'm sorry if my English is not understandable.
Unwavering trust in him.
In you, that's why I'm saying yes. So of course, 100% I will surrender and submit to you.
Hey, Sunday, do you know your ring size?
Come on. This guy's simping over here.
You're over here with the lovey eyes.
No comments on that.
I say a size
Slipping in
5.
your pimping, dog.
No,
My
she's
bad,
like
my
a
bad.
4.
Move your mic a little.
My man.
There you go. Okay, good answer.
That was a great
Sun
answer.
guy.
Yeah, because I
Sun
don't
guy.
think like...
Sungay, sorry.
Because I don't think like we will like, like agree to be someone's girlfriend, like just like randomly. Like I personally don't do that. I've been single for 7 years, and I'm definitely not gonna go and like say, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Yes, I'm not gonna do that. If I say yes.
I'm curious of the culture in Beijing. No. God dang.
Bhutan.
Bhutan.
Okay, yeah. Chat. I'm just bad with all names. Human names, names of places,
Your
names of
name.
anything. I suck at it. I'm good at defeating this in the logical area, but when it comes to names, I'm trash. Okay. So what's the culture? Do they have like are there any like strip clubs or like gentleman clubs out there or no?
No.
There's no gentleman clubs out there.
No.
Now, like when you're out there and you want to go on the internet, can you go to porn sites like PORN where they show nudity?
I think we can, but to be like, I swear on God, I have never watched porn.
You never watched it.
Porn.
Like porn, I have never did that, and I don't think it's common in my country.
It's not common.
Yeah, but I have seen it.
Okay.
And I know about it.
Got
so
it.
I guess yes, we can do that.
Okay.
But
so
it's not so common and open, and it's like something like people do out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so yeah, he ain't got no strip clubs out there, so no wonder why she's speaking how she's speaking. Sure.
Can I ask? So earlier when I was answering about submitting ourselves to our men,
Yes.
you asked me whether I have strip club in my country.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you ask that? Is there any connection with that?
That's a good question to why you asked that. So
Yeah.
what I've learned is theology, like religion and stuff, informed culture. And then the culture informed, politics and the society and stuff like that, the rules and regulations. So it was the belief in God and the religion and, the rules and the guidelines that you have in religion, a higher moral standard. And then that applies to the culture. So the culture was more moral, right? And then our rules and our laws and policies was more moral. But now with America, it doesn't go like that. It's culture dictates everything. No one looks at theology anymore. It's culture dictates it all, and the culture is degenerate, right? So then we have the culture informs now the politics. Now we have all of these rules and regulations and policies that don't make sense because it doesn't follow theology. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, and here we got strip clubs and all of that because we have a culture that doesn't follow any religion. But where you're from, you have a culture that follows religion. You have a higher moral standard. This is why you don't allow strip clubs. This is why you said you never even seen corn and stuff like that. So that's why I asked the question. Make sense? I think I broke that down pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But what about carrying your tradition?
Tradition?
Yeah.
Man, our tradition is like Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, the tooth fairy.
What he's pretty much saying is that like there are countries that follow traditions, to the core compared to others, and
Ours isn't that.
Yeah, and ours just isn't
And
that.
one of the reasons why is because we are a nation that allows immigrants in. So since we allow immigrants in, say if we wanted Christianity, like I would say that America was kind of built off some type of Christian values, right? And then we allowed immigrants coming in and they have different, religion beliefs and culture. So you're mixing all of these different cultures. Then this is why living in America, no one even knows their neighbor's name. Like you don't really know your neighbor's name and you don't really even care to ask your neighbor's name, right? No one even trusts their neighbor. Like if something happens, it's like, well, I can rely on Billy right across the street to help me out if I can't pay my rent or to watch my dog or something like that. We don't really have this tight-knit culture that's based off of theology and things like that, a higher moral standard. But like where you're from, I'm sure you knew your neighbor's name, right? And you probably knew all of them, and you can trust your neighbor.
Yeah.
Right. And if you couldn't trust your neighbor, you will probably move. Right. Out here, it doesn't work like that.
Okay, but I understand about the immigrants and it's open to all. One thing I like about America is like they're very inclusive. And then when we come to America, they are not like our country, like for my country, like we Bhutanese follow Buddhism. Yeah. So in America, for example, if it's Christianity, when we come here, they're not saying like you have to follow Christianity because now you are in America and you have to follow Christianity.
The freedom of America.
Yeah, I see like the freedom of America. Well, and that's because currently America is secular, meaning that it's religion, God and religion and the state is separated. So America is secular. So there's no God and really religion that's kind of ruling and with, policies and stuff like that. That's, their ideologies is really coming from any type of religious background that's creating the policies and the laws and stuff like that. No, it's just secular kind of hedonism and degeneracy and kind of whatever you want, do what you want. So this is why when you come here, you feel a sense of freedom. But, the sense of freedom that you feel, it comes with pros and it comes with cons. I would say for you being a newbie here, I'm sure you're soaking in all the pros because it's like, I have the opportunity to do this and the opportunity to do that. But when you do get married and you start having a family, you come from a culture that is, like you said, the woman in your culture cooks for the father, cooks for all the men in the household. They surrender to their man, not just submit, they surrender to their man. Now, say if you have kids and everything, and then your daughter is growing up, there's no one around really that has any masculinity that you would even want your daughter to be with. For your son, there's a bunch of slurs out here. Well, god dang, who your son gonna, choose? So as you stay here, you'll see that long term, it's a lot of flaws. Short term, yes, it's a whole lot of pros.
Okay. From how I see it, of course I'm very new, but from how I see it, it's like from where I see it, it's I feel America is very inclusive. They are like they allow all the immigrants.
Yes.
And they they don't try to like impose their culture or their tradition or their religion on us.
Well, they do.
We are allowed to follow that.
They do it in a indirect way, America. So it seems like they're not really trying to impose. They're not really trying to influence the people. It comes differently, though. I always say that influence is the most powerful force because influence creates how you think and, it forms a perspective and that creates your actions. So with that being said, we have LGBTQ. We have that's transgenderism and everything. We have, this victim mindset that can be instilled in people, which, it takes away the accountability and that drive, that assertiveness that people have. So there's all of these indirect influences that does impose on people, but it's not anything that's like very direct. So it's not, you're not going to feel like, well, yeah, you shouldn't be wearing that. Or, well, yeah, or these days we pray at this time of day. Or, well, yeah, you can't, do this and, do that. It's kind of free and everything seems great, but it's a whole lot of degeneracy. Yeah, it's a whole lot of things that leads people astray, but it's very indirect. Like even in cartoons, Disney, they'll just throw a man and a man kiss and you'll be like, God dang, this was a cool cartoon. Hello Kitty or whatever the cartoon is. Coco Melon. Got two dudes kissing and stuff. Like what's going on there? So they'll throw that in. You married out here and then you got a little son. Now your little son, you out there cooking for your man. But then you look over, you peep the TV, it's like, wait, is that a man hugging on another man and that's the child? And they have why are they showing that though? Right? So everything is very indirect to impose to, because influence, these people out here, the people that run the world, they're smart. They know that influence is the most powerful force. And they'll do things very indirectly to get to your mind. That's what I would say. But overall, America is the best country.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
No,
overall, it is the best country, but those are just some cons. But yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to, this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. And if you want to make some money, this is the place to be. So you come here, you can assert yourself and really, like you said, you're a hustler. You can go ahead and get to the bag. But money isn't everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, you can get the money, but while you're in here and soaking everything up, you can be soaking up a whole lot of garbage too. Things that can warp your mind and indoctrinate you. That's what I'll say.
But it's also like, even if I didn't come to America, for say like I was living in India, and I could like choose any other country and live there. So I think as long as you are spiritually, well aware of yourself, you know who you are, you have that moral values and your standards, and you believe in yourself, no matter where you go, what you see, what influence you get, I think it's always like good to go and see and get the influence and then take the ones you can, like benefit in your own way and shape it how it's benefit and take that and live. Because I'm in America and I see a lot of things, and every single day I get to learn a lot. And like you said, there are pros and cons everywhere. I do feel sad sometimes. I'm like happy, I'm learning, and also I'm like seeing so many things which I don't want to learn too. Yeah,
that you don't want to see.
Like, but I cannot just close my eyes and start my day. Yeah. And I cannot just like ignore it and go away.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. It's long term. Like your mind is less susceptible to outside influences than other people, because you've came from a culture that protected you. Correct. So you built up some, what's the word? You built up some calluses on your hands so you could deal with some stuff, right? But your kids, right? Say when you have kids, they didn't build up the calluses on their hands from your good culture, your high moral culture like you did. They're going to be raised in a culture where it's just like they're seeing crazy things. Like they're not after you. They're after your kids is what I'm trying to tell you. Like you're in your 20s, you know, you're older. You're less susceptible to outside influences like kids. And then you're also coming from a country that has a higher moral standard than America, right? So that means that you'll be fine. You could, like you said, I see it, but I block it out. You could block out the negative influences. But as you have kids and your kids have kids, it's going to be harder for them to block out the negative influences. Even if you're still instilling your culture and your traditions in your kids, you can still instill that in, but they're still seeing all of the degeneracy in America. That's what I would say. So it's kind of a long-term thing, not short-term.
And yeah, one thing I want to address here. I was wearing a white dress and they could see some of my, like, a bit of my cleavage. And they were commenting on that. And
okay.
a lot actually. And it was not just a comment. They were like sending me like their personally sending me
D-pics.
messaging.
Welcome to America.
What? Yeah.
So,
Hey, you said you want to home with a free, land of the brave, and land of opportunity. You're going to get some D-pics.
That's right.
I didn't respond or react out there, but one thing I want to address out here is like, yes, I'm a girl and I have a cleavage. And it's natural for girls to have a cleavage. And then for your understanding, it's not just cleavage. If you can see it from a very respectful place or a view, if you can do that, it's not just a cleavage. It's also called bazoom. It's the place where you shove your head, suck it, and become a man, and you still do it when you feel low or horny or whatever.
What's that word called?
Bazoom.
Bazoom, that means that have like self-control.
The safest. You're like how your mama hugs you.
Oh, okay.
And you put your head to her chest.
Oh, that's what that is.
That's bazoom. That's the safest place in the world if you can see it in a very respectful way. I don't know how you see it. Of course, my cleavage is there.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that men out here, they see the cleavage not in a respectful way. In your culture, they see it as bazoom, meaning that's the comfort.
Yeah, I cannot say in my...
That's the good place.
Yeah, I'm saying if you can...
You're not looking at it sexually.
Definitely is
if
a good
you can
place.
see it in a very respectful way. You saw my cleavage and you commented it. I didn't react.
Yeah.
But you are constantly DMing me, and that's disrespect.
Got you. I see what you're saying.
I'm urging you guys not to do it. I'm a girl. I have a cleavage. And I would like to dress up in certain way I feel good about myself. And I'm allowed to do it.
Let me ask you.
And I know what I'm doing it.
Hold on. But
I got you, Ease. Let me ask you a question. So you said some good stuff there, and that's actually some game. You said that,
I love it.
Well, I'm a woman, and, that's cleavage. It's natural for a woman to have cleavage. You said that in my culture, it's bazoom. It's a respectable thing. Men don't look at it sexually, but out here, men look at it sexually. So I should be able to show cleavage without men viewing it as sexually. That's what you're saying, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, even in my culture, I'm sure in my country as well, like, people from my country also do watch my Instagram, TikTok, and everything, and they obviously
still see the cleavage
my
sexually
cleavage too, and they make comments as well.
They all make comments.
I see that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just urging them to see it in a it's
in a
okay.
respectable way.
It's okay. My picture is out there in like internet to world to see it. You're allowed to make a comment. I'm not reacting.
Let me ask you a question real quick, Sungay.
Do not DM me time and again about my cleavage. I know it.
Real quick question for you, Sungay.
Okay.
If you see a man with a Lamborghini, he got pictures with a Lambo, big old mansion, nice place, and he's like, you could just kind of see the money on him, like he's wealthy, he's high status, right? Do you think that women aren't gonna see a future with that man? Like, oh well, he can. Do you think that women are going to excuse the fact that they can see a bright future with a man like that? You don't. they can't excuse that. They automatically will see that man, and they would see a bright future with that man, right? Now, because that's just natural, because you want a protector and a provider, right? From the other opposite, it's like in your nature, it's embedded in you. And the other thing, a man's nature, the thing that's embedded in us is, well, we like sexuality, right? So when a woman displays cleavage, I'm not one of those type of men. I'm not a boob guy. I don't care how much cleavage you got. You could be full titties out. God dang it, don't do nothing for me. But other guys are different. But anyways, back to my story. You're saying that, you know, on the other hand, guys, when they see that cleavage and stuff like that, well, they're going to have a sexual response. It's natural for them to have, I'm saying that it's natural for men to have a sexual response when they see cleavage, just like it's natural for a woman to have a natural response when they see a man that can provide them a future. So I would say that it's the onus is not on the man to make a change. The onus is on the woman to make a change.
No, I accept that. And I also accept that you are making comments, and I accept the fact that you see it, and you, of course, what you are saying, it's 100% true.
You want it to be respectful.
But I'm urging you guys at least not to DM time and again.
She don't want no more D pics.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
All right,
please.
Well, hold on. I would like to say something, guys. So hold on. So you said that, you know, guys would say, oh, why a girl like you is single, you know, for X amount of years, you know, because, you know, most men, you know, I guess I would say in the U.S., you know, they look for women conservative who dress like you're dressing right now, which I think you look great, who don't show cleavage and who are submissive to their man and want to cater to their man and be respectful and believe in God, because, you know, majority of women in America dress the opposite of you. You know what I'm saying? So us U.S., that's why we have guys, they call them passport brothers. Passport brothers are guys that go to other countries to look for wives, because
well, they also go to other countries just to have just to be
passport bros.
Hedonism.
Yes, but I'm not talking about those guys though. So it's a compliment when they say a woman like you. They're really giving you a compliment because you have respect for yourself. You dress conservatively. You don't show cleavage, because the majority of American women show cleavage. They have their ass out. You know what I'm saying? They don't really cater to men. They don't really respect men. You know, but you know, a woman like from your culture, they respect men. They cater to men. They don't have cleavage out. They dress nice like you do. So when a guy in the U.S. sees a woman like that, you know, I mean, that's what we want. That's what we look for. So that's why there's a group of guys in the U.S. that go to other countries to look for wife, to look for, you know, to look for wives, because we don't have that in our country, or we do, just not a lot. So when they say, you know, a woman like you, they're really just giving you a compliment.
Can I say something?
Yeah, she was speaking towards a different part though. She was speaking towards not that part, the men that's actually, you know, degrading her and seeing her just as a object, like lusting after her. That's why I said, well, hey, the onus would be on you to know the nature of the man, since men fall in love with their eyes, they are sexual creatures, then maybe you want to not show the cleavage like you're dressing now. Very conservative.
Like, you are allowed to make comments because my picture is out there in the internet for the world to see it. You're allowed to make a comments. I'm not reacting on it. I'm just urging you guys not to DM me time and again with all the pictures or whatever. I'm not interested.
Well,
I'm just urging you guys. And what you just mentioned, like passport brothers from America, they're looking for conservative women and all, like we don't find it in America and all. Okay, I get that, but if all the men from America are like the ones who are sending me DMs and sending all these pictures, if those are the ones who are looking for like conservative wife, the passport bro, if those are the ones, I don't think conservative women gonna like you. No matter how girls are dressing up, if you're gonna comment on them like this, itself shows like what kind of respect or what kind of like, you know, vision you have it for women.
Yeah, well,
we
it
will
shows
not-
that the
we will
dating
not-
market, what it shows is that the dating marketplace is all messed up, right?
And we will not feel safe to like submit ourselves to you.
Understandable.
We will not,
Yeah, and but
like-
what I want to say was that what it shows is that the dating marketplace is all messed up. Is that the power is all in, the majority of the power is in the woman's hands, and then since a small percent of the power is in the top tier men. Well, I would say really the majority of the overall power is in the top tier men, is because the top tier men, all the women want the top tier men. But overall, the general population, women kind of run the dating market. And that's because most men pander to women, and they, are thirsty for women. So it goes like this. When you get something free the first time, it creates, you're like,
pattern.
Okay, it's...
You said
It creates
appreciation.
It's appreciation.
The first time.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Yes, I'm gonna help her out.
I'll be listening to you, bro.
I know. I was first time you get something for free, it creates appreciation. Second
Yeah.
time you get something for free, it creates
Expectations.
anticipation.
Anticipation.
The third time you get something for free, it creates expectation. The fourth time you get something for free, it creates entitlement. By the fifth time you get something for free, it creates dependency, right? And by the sixth time you get something for free, you don't even you resent it. You don't even want it anymore. It starts to create depression and anxiety. It creates like full dependency. Like you can't live without it. So I would say that most women, they kind of hover around the entitlement field. So since women get all of this free attention from guys because guys are thirsty, what it does in a woman's mind, they get so much free attention from men, so they look at it as like ill, like that's gross. Like, why are you hitting me up, right? Like you're doing too much. It's degrading. But let's peel back the layer. Let's say if just the first guy you ever got a compliment from, even if it was a compliment like, "Dang, baby, you look good in that dress," you would appreciate it. But you get so much free attention by men and so many compliments, like you just stated, so many guys hopping in your DMs and commenting on your pictures and sending you dick pics. You like, God dang, I don't want this anymore. This is too much. You guys are gross. You need to control your sexuality. That's because you get so much free attention. And the reason because the dating marketplace is all messed up, right? You got all of these men out here that, on the new generation, they're so, I would say, they lack the ability to convey themselves and approach women through online dating. They don't even know how to talk to women. They on these dating sites all the time. They don't really know how to talk to a woman and convey themselves. They have no riz. So these guys just do anything and they thirst over women and they always take an L. That's what I would say. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.